Hello and welcome. You're watching the top Jewish news channel. My name is Michael Wilensky, and my guest is Professor Jacob Nagal, ex-head of the National Security Council and the senior fellow at the FDD, Foundation of the Defense of Democracies. Jacob, welcome to our studio.
Thank you. I'm really glad being here. Usually I'm interviewing in Hebrew. It's very nice to interview also in English.
Jacob, first and foremost, I want to talk to you about the current situation on all the fronts of the wars that are now surrounding Israel. What is really going on right now in Gaza? What is the situation in the north? Just give us a quick overview of what's going on.
Okay, I'll try to make it quick. Everyone heard our Minister of Defense saying that we are fighting now in 7 fronts. In 6 of them, we already retaliated, and he left everyone to think what is the one that we didn't retaliate. Now, I'll start with Gaza because this is our main theme now, and people are tend to make mistakes because some people heard that Israel is moving for the third stage, and they forgot to say third stage on the northern part of Gaza. So we have now in Gaza 3 fronts. One is the northern part that we are very close to finish. The goals of the war is to eliminate Hamas, kill or capture all his leaders and those that really participated in the massacre, and of course bring back the hostages. In the central part of Gaza, in Al Burej, Dir al Balach, and in Khan Yunis, we are in the middle of the second stage. It's really the middle of the war. We are above probably Sinwar and his Yahya Sinwar and his brother Muhammad Sinwar, and then maybe Marwan Issa and Muhammad F. Those that are running the show here. There we are really fighting now in the middle, in the midst of the war, and we have to rescue the hostages, and many of them are there. And on the southern part of Gaza, the border with Egypt, with the Philadelphia channel, we didn't even start the first stage. So we are in the middle of the war in Gaza, and everyone have to understand it can take a lot of time, like it happened in the defense shield in Jenin. It took 4 years to clear everyone. So after we finish the part that all of our big chunk of troops are on the ground, we can go for many, many, many months. Israel can go back to normal, but the war can continue very long. This is on the southern part, and I'll connect it to the northern part because they are following them. Now, before the war in Gaza started, I preached that it's better to do a preemptive strike in the north, to take them in surprise. Unfortunately, we didn't do it. Now we cannot do a preemptive strike because the other side is waiting. So we are now in a situation, very odd situation, that a very odd coalition. Israel, US, Iran, and Hezbollah, none of them want enlarging the war now. But it can happen tomorrow. Just today, there was UAVs attacking some strategic parts of Israel. On Saturday, they attacked one of our early warning stations in Tzfat. We attacked their very important places in Lebanon. We killed yesterday the leader of the Radwan forces, the one that is like 10 times stronger or more dangerous than what happened in October 7th in the south. We are hurting them a lot. We killed under 60, under 70 of the Radwan forces. We evacuated 80,000 people of our citizens in order to look in their faces and tell them they can go back to the north. We have to make sure that they can go there peacefully and no one is threatening their life in invasions, in kidnapping, in murder. So we have to take at least the Radwan and Hezbollah 10, 12 kilometers to the northern of Litani, so they cannot look on us, gather information, and fire direct anti-tank missile or other means against us. It's not the situation now. Everyone wants for now. We will have to fight Hezbollah in the north. It's no doubt. We want to do it not together when Iran will march to its, and we'll talk about later probably on Iran, when Iran will march to its nuclear program. We want to do it now, but it's not now, it's maybe a year and a half. So those are the two main fronts. In the north, we are in a situation that without the Gaza war, we were long ago in a full war. Now, because we are concentrating in Gaza, we don't want to enlarge, but it can happen tomorrow. So those are the main two fronts. But we have also the Houthis in Yemen. I think the US and the world should deal with this one. We have Iran, we have Syria, we have the Judea and Samaria. We have many, many fronts. Life is very happy. Sorry about this word, but life is very complicated. Yesterday we had a very, very, very sad day. Around 10, 11, 10, 10 soldiers killed in Gaza. So we are in the middle of a war. Our people are fighting. It's the future of the state of Israel. We don't have any other choice.
Jacob, we know that the head of the Islamist octopus is Iran. Iran controls what's going on with Hezbollah. They're basically Iran's branch in Lebanon, and also Hamas is, although not a branch of Iran, but an ally of Iran. So the logical step would be sometime to tackle Iran's danger to Israel. But Iran, as we know, is a nuclear power. They're
No,
either
no, no, no,
close.
no. They are not. They are not nuclear power. They want to be.
They want to be a nuclear power. But in any way, destroying their nuclear capacity is very difficult because they hide it underground. In what ways can we deal with Iran?
It's a very good question. And again, Iran is the mother, the father, and I don't know, the grandmother and grandfather of every terror activity, almost every terror activity in the world. They are supporting, funding, giving technology to the Houthis, to the Shiite militias in Syria and in Lebanon and Iraq, to the Hezbollah. You say that Hamas is not, no, Hamas is also a proxy of Iran. 75% of their funds and maybe close to 90% of their munitions and others comes from Iran. Yes, some of the funds come from Qatar, but the technology and the knowledge and the ideology and the training, everything comes from Iran. They are doing things like Iran. Maybe Iran didn't know the date and the time when this massacre, murder attack came, and all the atrocities that were happened, but they knew exactly what are the plans of the Hamas. So we have to tackle Iran a long time ago. Even Netanyahu wrote it in his new national security strategy 2017-18. I had the pleasure to be part of. It's enough that we will tackle only those that are attacking us. We are going to attack also those that are sending them and those that are responsible for them. It's meaning if the Hezbollah is attacking from Lebanon, the Lebanon country will have to suffer infrastructure, water, bridges. The same for Iran. It's the octopus head. It's time to deal with the octopus head and not only with its tentacles. This is what they want. The Iranians want us to tackle their proxies, the people that are doing the ugly and the black work for them. And as we always say, they want everyone to be what, and then them to remain dry. It cannot happen. I even wrote an article in the FDD saying that maybe Khamenei, and he's a very smart guy. We don't have to, let him. We have to understand that he's a smart guy, and I think maybe he had a four-part plan. He said, okay, the Hamas will attack, then Israel will go to Gaza. He thought that Israel will dash in the mud. It's not happening, so it didn't go to the other two stages. Then the Hezbollah will go in. Then we have to put forces in the north. Then the US and the world will join, and then he will come to his fourth part, and he can march to the nuclear power or nuclear bomb. And this is the most difficult and dangerous part. And you ask how we can handle with it. There are many, many ways to handle with it. Israel thinks that it should be a problem of the world, together with the United States and the Europe and others, and of course the Abraham Accord countries. They joined us. They joined this agreement because they wanted Israel and US and everyone tackled together Iran. Unfortunately, the United States administration, the Biden, and started with Obama, they don't understand that you cannot do agreement and arrangement with this force in Iran. They want to control the world. They want to Islam to be the power of the world. So you cannot, maybe for the short range, you can do an agreement with them. For the long range, you cannot. But they don't understand it. So it's especially the State Department and others, they did the very, very faulty JCPOA. Trump went out of it. Biden said he'll go back. Fortunately enough, it's not happening. The Iranians are very close. They are closing on the bomb. They are not there yet because of the weaponization part. When you need a nuclear bomb, you need fissile material, you need delivery system, and you need the weaponization. In the delivery systems they have, in the fissile materials, they are, lying to the world, the IEA, the International Atomic Energy Commission. They are lying. They are very close. They are 2 to 6 weeks from weapon grade materials enrichment. No one is doing anything. It's a problem of the world. If the world will not act, Israel will have to act. But when saying acting again, the nuclear program, it's not only attacking with missiles and planes the facilities of Iran in Natanz or in Qom or in Fordo, other places. There are many other ways. It's cyber, it's psychological. According to foreign press, there are many things that are happening in Iran. Many times people are thinking and saying that it's part of Israel, like Bandar Abbas place when they were attacked, like happened just the harbor in Bandar Abbas, like happened just last week when they couldn't pump oil, or the train station stopped and say no trains today, call to the leader. There are many ways, and of course there are also ways of kinetic, and not everything is under the under the ground, and also things that are under the ground. There are ways to come there. There are ways to affect those systems, and the same for the weaponization part. But I think, and the government of Israel think, and we are putting a lot of efforts. When I was the NSA, I don't know, 100% of my time was Iran, and then I had 100% for all the others.
Professor Najo, thank you very much for this amazingly interesting interview. It was amazing to host you in our digital studio. Thank you also to all of our viewers. Please don't forget to subscribe to us on all of our social media platforms and especially on WhatsApp. Thank you. Have a great day.